in my head, and I do my best to control little Rome, is what I, coin him to be. It's like remembering that you are not your ego. You know what I'm saying? Your ego attaches itself to whatever you believe that you are. And in those moments, I'm this little frightened child. What are some little known facts about yourself? Little known facts about me. What are some little known facts about yourself? Little known facts about me is that I used to record music on 103 Jams and Z104. Growing up, that's how I would get my music. I would make mixtapes. I never really referred to them as mixtapes. I just recorded shit off the radio, and that's really how I would get my music. Also, how I would get my music, I would have a sound record, the sound recorder on our computer that we had growing up, and I'm trying to remember I think it was Much Videos or something like that. There was some like music video format website that I used to go to, and I would record them. I would record them, and like, if my brother wanted to be in the room with me, I would make him shut the fuck up while I was recording, because that's how I would get my music. So like, I literally would record every every record that was on the radio, everything that I heard in school. You know, that was how I would get it. Sometimes so all of it's edited. But I mean, the majority of it was just I was just trying to get every R&B song I heard on the bus. On the way to school, on the way home. I listened to the radio. So that's how I would listen to music. Little known facts about me is that's something that I would do. Also, little known facts about me. Um, Anxiety. Like, I've battled anxiety. I was more than likely, like, I want to say I've had issues with known anxiety since I joined the military. If I'm being honest, I like that first time being away from everything you've ever known as your family or support system. Figment of your imagination. I would learn later on, and a couple things when it comes to that. But like that anxiety of not feeling safe, not sure if this person is trusting, if that person is trusting, and that I turned, like, once I left the house, all that energy that I would turn to my parents for codependency, I would turn my peers, the people around me, be it friends, be it girlfriends, you know what I'm saying, co-workers. I wanted someone to kind of fill that void to ensure me that I was safe and that I didn't have to be scared. I mean, those things, they happen, and it was just like feeling nervous all the time. So because of that anxiety, it's like finding something to escape, finding something to numb the pain. And video games and music did it for a little while, and then there was this large amount of dopamine that you could get from like watching adult content. You know what I'm saying? So that became like the numbing agent, as well as the thing that created more anxiety for me. So that's like a little known fact that whenever I catch anxiety, it takes me back to a dark place in the mind where I would say all the trauma began. So it feels like almost, even at, what am I, 38? Like when it hits, when the that PTSD hits, I'm a child in my head, and I do my best to control little Rome is what I coin him to be, because it's not it's like remembering that you are not your ego. You know what I'm saying? Your ego attaches itself to whatever you believe that you are. And in those moments, I'm this little frightened child that is afraid of the world and not having safety, if you will. Not feeling like you had anything safe, and anything that you ever trusted before kind of shown you to not be trustworthy. I mean, some people have betrayed your trust in a non-malicious way, but it was still like you probably needed them to show up and they didn't. But because of how much letdown you've had in your life, it felt 10 times like worse than what it actually was. And then there's those people that maliciously did what they did, and it makes you not trust any fucking body. So like those little known facts, about anxiety and the root of it, and it's like calming it, or finding something that calms you the fuck down, and maybe finding something healthier rather. Little known facts. Little known facts. Little known facts. I don't know how to process grief. I would say instantly. Like getting bad news, such as a death in the family, or a bad accident or something like that. The military has trained me to not respond with your emotions initially. And life has also taught me about trauma, which has frozen me in the mind. So a combination of like not feeling safe, a combination of having things happen in life where you've had to respond and you're not able to be emotional. You just kind of go into action, if you will. Like I've had moments where I think an average person, I'm not saying I'm not special by any means, but I've gone through like a certain type of training that has forced me to respond to certain situations in life like this, and I go into duress mode and act on the situation and try to make the situation okay. But it catches me, like the process of loss catches me a little bit later. The situation where someone close to me almost was lost in a car accident, and I'm dealing with the individuals on the phone calling about that person, and I'm calm where I probably should be losing my shit, but the people I was on the phone with were like hysterical, but I was able to calm them, and I can attest that also to believing that like I said, my thoughts, my feelings or whatever, the times that I've shown that I was upset about something, it didn't seem like it mattered. So it's like, who would care? So it's like kind of honing that in, keeping that together while you try to get the situation rectified to the best of your ability. That's a little known fact about me as far as like responding to, like I don't know how to process anger that well. Yeah, that's something that could probably be some use in a therapist's office, is like learning how to process anger or loss. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I definitely can find time to to cry on something to show that, man, I'm gonna miss this person, but like initially it's like I don't I don't believe what I'm hearing, rather, you know, like it feels like for a lot of it, it feels like being in the, like going off to the military and becoming your own man is like I'm living in a dream. Like all this shit is just one big ass dream. But when I go home and, like to Virginia and I'm around the family, I don't know, it just feels like that's what life was. That's what I knew it to be. And but life has moved on. It's been 20 years since I've lived in the house with my parents. And somehow or another, there are days that go by and I'm like, one day the dream will be over and I'll have the structure that I once had before. And I don't know, maybe that's like a thought that an unshakable thought that I've had all these years. Maybe I'm just processing it right now in this moment, talking about it, that has prevented me from moving certain ways in my life, especially in relationships. You know, fear. Yeah, fear of like going back through the same type of situations again, dealing with people. I don't know, just a thought. Yeah, one more little known fact. It's very rare that I'll call a person more than once, like, and they don't pick up. It's like I would say like a sign of PTSD. Um, I believe it started when I was in the desert, and I was seeing someone that had a way of contacting me, but elected not to. And I was in a very entitled point in my life at the time, and so I knew that she could get to me. You know, like we were on a break, crap. No pun intended to Friends or whatever reference you got for being on a break, Dwayne Wade or Ludacris. They have on break babies, but I didn't have any. My kid was already born before this time. But nevertheless, the individual I was seeing just decided that, the one I was off and on with, just decided that she wasn't going to contact me. So while I was in the desert, I would call multiple times a day, and there would be no pickup. And what I can say about it is that I put my happiness in her hands. I would be literally depressed in the desert. I mean, you're already away from everything that you know and love in the States, but like to be in, to put that on a young girl, I think I was 20, she was 21, but to put that on a girl that, she's responsible for your happiness was totally unfair on my end. That's codependency all around, looking back at it. But when I would make those calls, it's like it's like rejection, and I believe that you believe that you're not good enough, right? So that's where I would go with those feelings, you know what I'm saying? So, but like, even now, making phone calls, like, you won't find so many missed calls from me unless something drastic has happened. Like if you check your phone and you got 10 missed calls from me, something really, really great happened in my life, or something really, really detrimental happened in my life. But it's very rare that you'll have multiple phone calls from me. And it stems from, I want to say it stems from that. It's like a form of PTSD for me. Like that moment, I felt low. I was low on just life, about everything. And I really was trying to make this person responsible for me. Like, make it right. I want you to answer the phone so that I can be okay, instead of just being okay if you didn't answer the phone. You know, I was, I didn't have proper guidance with that. I didn't understand my own emotions. I didn't realize that I was choosing to suffer by putting my happiness into this girl's hands. And deployed. Being deployed, I was there from January of '06 to May of '06. And the wild part is, like, while I was in the desert, that individual was going on with life. And I'm sure they saw the calls, and I'm sure they had a way of getting in contact with me, but they elected not to. And because of the environment in which I come from, so used to toxic shit, I still pursued when I came back. The same person, and just kept. I chased her like the brass ring, and to no avail. And it just, I kept chasing. Did everything I saw in the movies, everything the Matrix taught me about relationships. You have to fight for love and all that shit. And it, as far as like that goes, that could have been anything further from the truth, because you can't negotiate genuine desire. You can't negotiate genuine desire. If she wanted me, she would have found a way to be available and shit like that. And but I couldn't see past it. All I saw was what I wanted. I wanted her, and then for my ego, I wasn't necessarily in love with her. I was in love with my idea of her, and I just wanted her for my imagination, my expectations, the things that I had cooped up in my mind about what I wanted to do and how they were going to be done. Pretty much trying to perfect all the bad parts of what I felt like I saw growing up from in a relationship, But those are things you learn. Yeah, those are things you learn about yourself, about love, and what was best for you and what's not best. What's familiar to you and what's best for you. But those are little known facts about myself, and it's weird how much I just healed telling y'all that shit.